Hi guys, I'm Abhinav. This is my XPulse 200. I'm out riding trails with my friends. We're doing a little bit of Enduro ride, and that's why we're sitting in the middle of rocks right now. We've been riding for about 5 hours. The camera is being operated by my friend Dhruv. There are two friends of mine over there. I really hope they're gonna stay quiet, Karan and Saransh. Though I doubt it. I really doubt it. Okay, so let's get to the topic of the video, which is a certain modification that I've made to my motorcycle. Now, I've made this modification about a month and a half ago. I've ridden the motorcycle only on 2 trail rides since then, but I've got a fair idea of where and how much this modification has made a difference to my bike. Now, this is a modification that I did not even know existed. I did not even know I wanted it. Somebody randomly from Pune one day just messaged me on Instagram, hey, you know what? I've been running this modification. I know you ride the XPulse on trails. Maybe you should give it a try. So I thought about it, and then I contacted the manufacturer, JC Moto, and I told him, hey, you know what? I want to buy a piece. So the guy sent over a unit. This is not a paid review. This is a unit that I will be paying money for. I'm trying it out. If I like it, I'm going to pay him money. And let's talk about what we have on the motorcycle. So, the XPulse is a pretty decent dual sport, but it is built with the mass market in mind. So, let's go to the stock motorcycle first. If you'd see, the footpegs of the XPulse, they are somewhere over here. So when you sit on the bike, the pegs are never under you. They are slightly ahead, which is a little bit of a commuterish, riding position. Now, I've never had a problem with it, to be very honest. I've never really had a problem while riding the bike. Now, why did they do it? Why did they not make it a proper dual sport or an enduro riding position, which would have meant that the footpegs come back? Why did Hero not do it? I was thinking about it, and this is where I want my friend Karan to come in, because he's the guy who actually told me why.
It is my opinion that it is mostly to accommodate the Kickstarter, that the whole, which kind of dictated the entire design philosophy of
Right.
where a footpeg needs to be.
This is where the kick is.
This is where the Kickstarter is, right?
And
This
that is why they made the footpeg over here, because had the footpeg been right under you, there is no way you can operate the kick.
Yeah, and just to make sure that so to give some clearance to the kick, you see this entire bracket that's been welded. It comes out here, and it's not against the bike. Because if your footpeg were to be over here, like it is now on Abhinav's bike, it simply won't work. And
Yeah.
this has kind of, in my opinion, defined the entire design philosophy. Typically, a manufacturer puts something like a footpeg on a motorcycle where they want the weight distribution to be,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah.
I think that's just gone out the window. With this one, Hero ne bola Kickstarter to chahiye hi.
Yeah, true. So I have done about 10,000 kilometers on the XPulse, and till this day, till the time I actually tried out this modification, I have never felt the need for it. I never really knew what I was missing out on.
Agreed.
But when you think about it, all dirt bikes, you'll find the footpegs to be right under you.
Right where the swing arm pivot mount is.
Yeah, it's always like that. It's never this far forward.
Yeah.
So guys, JC Moto, Joshua Crasto Moto, they have developed a footpeg relocator kit, which basically is this big plate over here. So what they've done is, the footpeg was somewhere over here. Now it's moved back about 2 inches, and it's also lower. So now when you get on the bike, Karan, would you mind standing on the bike? So now what has happened is, the center of gravity has moved back towards the center of the bike actually, and also lower. Karan, in terms of ergonomics, because you've ridden now with these footpeg relocators,
Yeah.
what do you feel?
So for me, the biggest thing, more than the physics piece, I'm not very sure of that, but for me, it's the space it has liberated. It has sort of opened up the cockpit.
Yeah.
So because if you're, say, somewhere here, look at where you are, and this is how you're bent over when you're riding.
Yeah.
Right? So to avoid going too far over, you would do something like
You
this.
scoot your butt back.
exactly. Not the most comfortable of positions to be. This right here is perfect. This is absolutely perfect. So this for me is my riding position.
I absolutely concur with what you said. And you know, this is something that I had no idea about till the time I switched over to these pegs. Just stand with the peg on, yeah. So do you see now, Karan is a little bit ahead on the motorcycle, a little too far forward. What do you think of this riding position now?
Yeah, again, if you immediately back to back, the difference is huge. And to be honest, this is not bad.
Yeah,
This is not bad, but that is better.
agreed, agreed.
It's not something I would say like you can't ride a bike without this.
Well, we've been doing that for 3 years now.
Precisely. But that feels better.
Yeah. So, not just that. So, Karan says, you know, it opens up the cockpit, it liberates more space for him. For me, the biggest difference has been whenever I'm riding my bike and I'm sitting down on the bike, because the pegs were a little far forward so far. And you know, you just approach a rock section. I wasn't able to get up on the bike. Now what has happened is, because the pegs, they are right under me, I'll just get on the bike and show you. So, this transition, just getting up on the bike like this has made such a big difference to my riding, because now I can get up off the bike at will. And that is something that I wasn't able to do earlier. One might think that this is a very small modification, just moving the foot pegs back 2 inches, lowering them by about half an inch. But it's made a huge difference. Let's take a close look at the unit itself. So what Joshua has done is, he's made an entire plate over here. It mounts on the swing arm pivot. He will provide you an axle, a new axle. The plate itself, all the bolts that you need on this side. The stock pegs will easily fit here, along with the stock brake lever. Mine is badly bent. If we come out here on the other side, you get this little piece, again this bracket, which mounts on the swing arm pivot, and then it's bolted at the bottom over here. And then, you know, yeah, your stock foot peg is going to mount here. But what that'll do is, because now the pegs are lower and they've moved back, the stock gear lever, it'll just feel too far away. So Joshua also provides a gear lever, a short gear lever, along with, you know, the entire kit. He didn't have the boot of the gear lever, so I've just taped it up for now. We'll probably be getting that. And that's about it. There's not much to this unit. 2 pieces of metal which just fix a very big flaw of this motorcycle, which is the ergonomics. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, which is the price of this kit. This entire kit is for 8,000 rupees, which according to me is a little steep. So I spoke to Joshua about it, that, you know, Joshua, how is it that, you know, 2 pieces of metal, an axle and a few bolts cost 8,000 rupees? Now, the guy tried to give an explanation and a justification for the price. And he says that, A, the manufacturing is expensive. In small batches, it is definitely expensive. It's a quality product. Again, made in a product. If he were to manufacture it in China, probably the cost would come down a little. But yes, it is an expensive product. But it is a product that I would recommend to anybody who is out riding on the trail. If you just use your XPulse for light trails, if you just use it for commuting, is it a must-have product? No, absolutely not. But if you like doing a little bit of hardcore riding, a little bit of fast riding on the trails, I would say ergonomics are gonna make a huge difference. If you have the right ergonomics, it will make a huge difference. I can now stand up confidently on the pegs a lot longer. My weight is distributed better on the motorcycle. It just translates into me riding better. And to be very honest, 8,000 rupees you'll pay it once and then you'll forget about it. It might just seem a little steep while buying it, but not after a month. You're not going to remember that after a month that you paid 8,000 rupees for it. So I feel it's a must-have product for those guys who are strictly into rally riding or hardcore trail riding. Like we guys, we only use the XPulse for trail rides. To all my friends, I would definitely recommend it. In fact, Karan has a set on his motorcycle. My other friend Yudhvir has a set on his motorcycle. My friend Saransh would like to have a set on his motorcycle. In fact, let's just get Saransh in quickly for a word. You've ridden with these Footpeg relocators. What is your opinion? Because you're a very aggressive, hard rider.
It does put me in a very aggressive position, which I actually really like. I can pop the front very easily. I can actually go over big boulders quite a lot easier than that. Right? That's my right. I can actually hold the bike with my thighs and not be able to like hold the bike from the handlebar. I can hold the bike with my thighs and legs and knee braces, whatever. But on my bike, if I show you,
Yeah, please
I
get
can't
on your
do
bike.
that.
Can you please show it on your bike?
So what happens is, again, I can hold it, yes I can, but it's a lot more tougher on my, whatever it's called, calf or whatever it is.
Hamstrings.
Hamstrings. Also, I'm a lot more forward. So my knee brace is touching the tank. So you can also see my tank is wholly scratched.
Right.
And when I have the relocator, so I'm somewhere here. And I'm holding the plastic panels instead of the tank. And because this is thicker and this is thinner, it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
Also, I can get down on the bike and arch my bike a lot more forward.
Okay. So if we don't talk about the price is not a factor right now. Would you say it's a must-have modification for somebody with a riding style like yours?
For my riding style, yes, definitely. I was looking at it this morning actually, and like, yeah, this makes a lot of difference in my riding. I didn't ride it on hard trails such as this, but yeah, even on basic trails, it looked pretty damn good.
Yeah. So again, guys, I'm not recommending that you go ahead and buy this product. That's for you to decide. I would say if I were to do it again, this is a must-have for me. It's made a difference to my riding, and anything that makes my riding better, I will always go for it. I think you've heard my friends Karan and Saransh give their view on it. Both of them are definitely more experienced than me. Karan's done a rally. Karan, which one did you do? Sajoba?
Sajoba and Chamba.
So he did Sajoba, he did Chamba. Dhruv, who's behind the camera, he's pointing out right now that he's done 2 rallies as well. Saransh, well, he hasn't done a rally, but he's faster than most rally guys that I know of. So, yeah, guys, you know, check it out. I think it's a must-have. If you ride trails, if you ride hardcore, this is one of those products that you should have. Thank you. Guys, this is Dhruv. He was operating the camera so far. Hi, Dhruv.
Hey, what's up?
All good, man. So you wanted to make a point about these Footpeg relocators.
Yeah. I had the opportunity of riding your bike earlier this morning before we started the trail.
Yeah.
And it was just a tiny little few meters itself. And one thing that immediately came into notice was because the footpegs are now shifted a bit backwards, your body mass is more towards the center of the bike instead of being front, which would actually be on our stock arrangement, which I always feel. Now, because the majority of your body weight is towards the front of the bike, what it means is that the majority of your weight, you're putting it on the front fork. So whenever you're going through jerks and jumps, the front wheel is wobbling crazy. But with the body weight shifted towards the center, it's much more in the center now. And first of all, your body shifting is much more dynamic because you can go front, you can go backwards, and it's much more effective because you're not already in the front and then shifting it. You're in the middle and then you're shifting it. And eventually what that causes is that the front wheel wobbling over jerks is reduced massively. It is reduced massively. And I could see that while you were also riding, when we were going through some jerks and I was behind you.
Yeah.
My handle was going crazy, but I could see you going straight and your bike was still stable.
Yeah, because my weight was not on the front. My weight was towards the center and the rear.
Precisely. And also one more thing it allows is that once you hit, let's say, sandy sections where you would want your weight to be backwards, you're able to shift your weight further back.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So I wasn't struggling in sand at all. I saw you struggle a couple of times, but I was pretty okay in sand today.
Precisely. So I mean, it allows the rider to free up the weight from the front wheel even more.
Yeah.
Which is actually a huge advantage because it's the front end that always makes one very, very nervous.
Absolutely.
And that is, I believe, one of the biggest advantages that this thing is provided. I mean, of course, the ergonomy is there because with the ergonomy now you're for like sort of standing up straight.
Yes.
You know, instead of being arched completely. And as Saransh pointed out, your thighs get
So
fatigued
it just
immediately.
feels right now. No, Karan, It just feels right. It feels like how it should have been.
And it's sort of understandable for Hero not to do it because I mean they are a mass.
I mean, it's not a
producer
rally
of
bike for them, right? They don't think that people are
Precisely.
going to take this motorcycle and ride the way we guys do.
Correct. I mean, of course, it was built for that particular purpose. Hence the platform of this particular motorcycle is in such a way that we can fiddle around with it and
Yeah.
make it capable to do that, which actually is what is happening.
And I think everybody has done that. Everybody's customized their bike to their liking and their riding style.
Every
now.
XPulse is sort of different whenever
Yeah.
we come across in our group.
I think Hero needs like an M division. You know what I mean?
I can head it.
Huh?
I can head it.
H
Yeah, there you
division.
go. Because they need to separate that mentality of
Yeah.
commuter from
Correct.
Yeah.
this sort
No,
of
they certainly do need a premium section for riders, specifically with motorcycles like these that are allowing idiots like us to do the things that we do.
Okay, so we are digressing from the topic now. We'll end it here. Thank you so much, guys.